The NFL is a league where one play can make you a legend, and one mistake can make you a meme for life. Then there are the players who had one perfect season where everything aligned the system, the team, the health, even the luck. And they lit up the league like a fireworks show that no one expected. This is about those players, those flashes of brilliance, those seasons that make you scream, wait, that actually happened? Peyton Hillis didn't just run, he ran through defenses like he had a personal vendetta. The 2010 Browns were a mess, a carousel of quarterbacks, an offensive line that was best described as questionable, and a team that had almost given up on hope. And then Hillis happened. He finished the season with over 1,600 total yards from scrimmage, including 1,177 rushing and 61 catches for 477 yards. But those aren't just numbers, they tell the story of a man who bullied defenders into reconsidering their careers. Week after week, Hillis ran downhill, broke tackles, and somehow gained extra yards on sheer force of will. Week 2 against the Bengals was the moment Hillis became unstoppable. He rushed for 148 yards and 2 touchdowns, making Cincinnati defenders look like they were auditioning for a slapstick comedy. By week 16 against the Bills, even with Cleveland's playoff hopes fading, Hillis put up 133 rushing yards and another touchdown, proving he wasn't just a flash in the pan. The Browns' offense leaned on power running and misdirection, and Hillis executed perfectly. He wasn't just physical, he had vision, patience, and the rare ability to anticipate defenders' movements. Every hole he hit looked deliberate, every cut precise. After 2010, Hillis bounced around teams, battled injuries, and never approached those numbers again, but for that one season, he was pure NFL dominance. Nick Foles' 2013 season was so insane in a good way. Chip Kelly's offense stressed defenses with motion, speed, and misdirection, and Foles executed it like a man possessed. He threw 27 touchdowns against just 2 interceptions, finishing with nearly 2,900 passing yards and tied the NFL record for 7 passing touchdowns in a single game against the Raiders. But it wasn't just the stats, it was the way Foles made the game look effortless. Week 9 against Oakland, every throw was perfectly timed, every read flawless. Analysts stopped writing scripts because they were too busy staring at the field, wondering how anyone could be this good. The very next week against the Giants, Foles threw 4 more touchdowns, leaving defenders grasping at air as if gravity had betrayed them. Foles thrived because the system played to his strengths. Chip Kelly's offense valued accuracy, quick reads, and short to intermediate throws. Foles didn't just survive in it, he dominated it, making defenses look silly while seeming completely relaxed. And of course, the following seasons were less kind. Trades, injuries, and coaching changes turned him back into an average NFL quarterback, but for 2013, Foles was untouchable. RG3's rookie season was like watching a superhero in pads. Every play was cinematic. He threw for over 3,200 yards and 20 touchdowns, adding 815 rushing yards and 7 more scores on the ground, and somehow managed a passer rating over 102 as a rookie. Week 3 against the Cowboys was pure chaos. RG3 threw for 237 yards and ran for 53 more, making defenders look like extras in an action movie. By week 9 against the Giants, he threw 2 touchdowns and ran for another, leaving defensive coordinators on the sidelines pissed as hell. Shanahan's system leaned on his mobility, using zone read and RPO concepts that perfectly complemented RG3's talent. Every throw, every scramble, every decision felt like it had been predetermined by the football gods. Unfortunately, injuries derailed him, and that peak RG3 disappeared after his ACL tear. But that rookie season remains untouchable, a mix of brilliance, athleticism, and sheer spectacle. Carson Wentz in 2017 was like a quarterback who found confidence in himself and just couldn't stop. In 13 games, he threw 33 touchdowns, 3,296 yards, and kept his interception count at just 7. Philly was 11-2 before a devastating ACL tear ended his season, but every week Wentz made football feel impossible. Week 2, against Atlanta, he threw 5 touchdowns and scrambled for first downs like the field was his personal playground. Against the Saints in Week 12, he threw for over 300 yards and 3 scores, making even elite defenders look like they had never played the game before. Doug Peterson's system gave Wentz the freedom to improvise and trust his arm. Every route and read fit him perfectly, and the offensive line, receivers, and scheme combined to amplify his skill set. And naturally, Wentz hit a cheat code. Then someone paused the game. The ACL tear was tragic. The peak Wentz never returned, leaving only memories of a quarterback on another level for one brilliant season. Shaun Alexander in 2005 was a human bulldozer with vision. He rushed for 1,880 yards and 27 touchdowns, winning NFL MVP. Every hole in the line became a tunnel of opportunity, and defenders constantly looked like they'd forgotten their own names. Week 4 against Arizona, he put up 140 yards and 3 touchdowns, leaving Cardinals fans rethinking their life choices. Week 14 against St. Louis, he ran for 160 yards and 2 scores, highlighting a perfect combination of vision, timing, and brute force. The Seahawks built an offense around him, and Alexander delivered. He ran downhill, broke tackles, and somehow made physics look optional. Injuries and mileage eventually slowed him down, but that 2005 season? Untouchable. Cam Newton's 2015 season wasn't just great, it was controlled and perfect. He threw for 4,043 yards, 35 touchdowns, and added 10 more scores on the ground, leading the Panthers to a 15-1 record, and somehow, despite the workload, he made it look effortless. From the first snap, Cam imposed his will on defenses. Week 2 against the Giants, he passed for 350 yards and added 2 rushing touchdowns. Defenders didn't just get beat, they got mentally annihilated. Every scramble was a highlight, every throw a statement. By week 10 against the Falcons, Cam threw for 3 touchdowns and ran for another. Ron Rivera's scheme allowed Cam to improvise while still giving him structured reads. The team leaned into his physicality and arm strength, and every play felt tailored to his talent. Despite the MVP level dominance, injuries later tempered his style, but that 2015 season, pure perfection. One man, one system, one unforgettable campaign. Michael Turner finally got the spotlight in 2008, and he refused to share it. After years as a backup behind LT, Turner exploded for 1,699 rushing yards and 17 touchdowns on 4.8 yards per carry, making him one of the league's most dominant running backs for a single season. Turner's success wasn't luck. The Falcons' offensive line opened lanes like magic doors, and Turner combined vision, patience, and pure anger to exploit every gap. Week 5 against the Buccaneers, he racked up 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, leaving Tampa's defense looking like a broken traffic cone. Week 14 against the Saints, he ran for 140 yards and a touchdown, showing the consistency of his one-season dominance. Turner's style blended downhill power with subtle agility. He wasn't flashy, but he was relentless. After 2008, injuries and system changes prevented a repeated performance, but for one season, Turner was unstoppable. Matt Castle's 2008 season is legendary because it shouldn't have worked at all. Replacing Tom Brady after his injury, Castle threw for 3,693 yards and 21 touchdowns, leading New England to an 11-5 record and nearly sneaking into the playoffs. Week 1 against the Chiefs, Castle threw for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, looking calm, composed, and shockingly competent. By week 13 against the Ravens, he had another 250-yard, 3-touchdown performance, proving that the Patriots system could make a second-string quarterback look like a seasoned star. Castle's success was the perfect example of system QB. The offensive line protected him, receivers ran crisp routes, and the playbook was designed for efficiency. After that season, Castle bounced around the league and never had the same magic, but 2008 remains a one-season wonder that NFL fans still talk about. These 10 players are reminders of how fleeting greatness can be in the NFL. Each one had one season where everything aligned: system, health, coaching, and personal peak performance. After that year, many were slowed by injuries, coaching changes, or simply the cruel hand of the NFL. But for that one perfect season, they tore through defenses, defied statistical expectations, broke rookie records, and rewrote the rules of what a quarterback could do, achieved absolute dominance in rushing. Every one of them left us with highlight reel plays that still make fans debate, stats that seem almost unfair in retrospect. In the end, the NFL doesn't guarantee repeat greatness, it guarantees moments, and for those players, one brilliant, unforgettable moment lasted exactly one season, and that's why we remember them, even if the league quickly forgot.